I'm going to hand it over to Aga, but Aga, I wanted to ask you, before you get started, can you spend a little bit of time talking about sort of how you got, from makeup artistry as a craft to becoming, and I'm half joking, the queen of Chicago bridal. You know everyone. You work on every big project there. You know all the venues and all the people in the editorial and all that. Talk a little bit, because I know that there's a lot of our folks with us who are starting out and just really getting their foot in the door of artistry. And there's some folks in this room right now who have been doing makeup for quite a while, but are maybe starting to shift, right? Because maybe they're not seeing their production work come back as quickly as they think they can get some bridal gigs. Maybe they took Juan Jose and Aurali's classes because they want to pick up some hair techniques. We're in a point where, yeah, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, kind of. We're looking and saying work's starting up again. We're moving forward again. But what's happening is, as we start to do that, we might not see the work come back in our exact part of the business as quickly. So people are looking at interesting things like bridal. They're looking at headshots. They're looking at doing other types of work like teaching, giving lessons digitally. Can you talk a little bit, because I think it's really inspirational to hear how you got from, hi, I'm Aga, makeup artist, to hi, I'm literally this entity at this point of bridal excellence. So I'm going to hand it to you, talk a little bit about that, and tell them exactly what we're going to be doing today.
Hi guys. First of all, I really want to say thank you. I'm super grateful for everybody to be here with us. Let's just say, I'm a big believer in networking. And obviously right now, we can't go to any events and everything, but you have to understand, in this industry, especially in bridal, there is so much going on right now because people still getting married. Love is not canceled. We're booking weddings for 2021, 2022. You need to be involved. You need to support your people in your market online, even however you want to do it. Comment on their posts, share their pages, be supportive, comment everything, like Michael said before, not just liking, but say something. Also, this is a time, and again, it's a new normal. I don't know what you're comfortable with. Do something creative. Put this stylized photo shoot right now. Get folks together, get creative juices going, have some kind of a flow with your work going so you don't forget. And definitely, have your support group, like powder group people, like the makeup show. We are kind of at home all the time now, but you need to really make sure that you're supporting your people and kind of going forward. It's definitely harder right now to be networking and attending events, but definitely it's possible to show your clients and your vendors that you are not standing still. I'm actually looking at I belong to all kinds of wedding groups in Chicago, and it's incredible for me to see how people immediately switched from wedding planning to having a creative balloon company to something else, to having boxes to go or something. You just have to be really creative with it and support those people because they're watching, and I'm a doer. I don't expect anybody to do what I do. I started 3 Netflix documentaries in the beginning of pandemic. None of them are finished just because I have so much stuff to do and I'm excited about it. And, I feel like, again, you don't have to be constantly going, but if your clients and the people who you work with seeing that you actually thank you, Wendy, that you actually working on your stuff and attending classes and kind of updating your websites, doing stuff, I think it's really important, Can you hear me?
Yes.
So again, whatever capacity you are comfortable in doing it. Not everybody is ready to go and have a photo shoot, but I know a lot of people did. And people are ready to do it. If you create a photo shoot outside, for example, everybody can be super safe and practice social distancing and get those, like I said, creative juices going and support your people in your industry. Also, one of the practical tricks I do, do your research, see who is your top vendors in your industry. Make sure you follow them. It's simple marketing thing. Make sure you comment on their stuff, and then you're gonna be like, oh, who is that Wendy, or who is Erica? And they will look at your page. Everything, social media being connected and branding and job. I'm not gonna talk about it. So, can you hear me? My God, this is.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Just so everyone knows, Aga was having some connectivity problems earlier. So I know she cut out just a little bit just now. Just if she does, I'll text her and let her know that she's cut out. But unless I can't hear you, I'll let you know that, Aga.
Okay. Awesome. So like I said, you guys, I just want to make clear that, I'm not spreading toxic positivity, that we all have to be up and going all the time and be happy, even if we're not happy, because, let's be honest, I might put few F-bombs here. It sucks. It really sucks. And I am grateful that my clients are sanitation, but I've heard some horror stories. So I really, you do you. However, if you want a buddy who will motivate you, I'm here. Ask my close peeps. I'm here. I will motivate you. I will tell you it's okay to not be okay sometimes, but it's also, you need to push through it, because it will, we are adaptable industry, right? Like, we will do it, it's okay. So I love you, and I really will get through this. How about that? All right. So what are we going to do today? We're going to do a little self-application, if you are okay with this. It's really hard for me just because I'm surrounded by my makeup, and I did some prepare stuff so I can talk about it. I know Michael wanted me to show you a few things, how I changed my kit. So I've been very little working, little by little, since July 4th. I've done a destination wedding, but my priority right now is to make sure that I'm safe and my clients are safe. So with a very heavy heart, I had to put all the pressed powder palettes away. All my beautiful Vizard palettes went away. I focused on creams. And if you ever took a class from me, I love textures and I love creams. So anything I can scoop it out of the pot and put it on the palette and sanitize it. All I have to say, thank God for being a hoarder of spatulas and palettes, because I have plenty now. So that's what I did. Everything, I work with a mask and I work with goggles, and I also wear glasses, so it's kind of double. I found a way to do it. Really cute trick and tip that my clients seem to very love it is, I think Danielle Perry showed it to me. Every client has a separate set of brushes, and they're closed in a little plastic sleeve. So there is no cleaning in between clients. I just open them in the front of my client, do one application with a set of brushes. I was toying with an idea of giving my clients a set of brushes, but I am such a brush snob, and I'm honestly gonna say it, that I simply cannot buy a cheap set of brushes, use it on my client, and then give it to them. So I found a way. It's a lot of work, because if I do, 5 people, there's 5 sets of brushes, everything goes to wash and sanitize and all that stuff. So that's that. That I love, I was a beauty blender user, not anymore. Of course, it's sanitation and sponges. So my 70 pieces of beauty blenders went away. Anything, you can scoop out and put it on the palette, it's a go. Obviously, I need to get more of TPG powder pouches, the little pouches. So anything, I moved everything to plastic. So everything is in clear pouches that I can sanitize with alcohol and see what it is. And I take stuff only out that I'm using. So nobody's breathing or anything. Beauty so clean in every form. Alcohol, gauze, everything gets really wiped down in between clients. What else? So yeah, I mean, it's definitely working on the reduced kit, but I'm used to it by now. So let's start with the application. Is that okay? Yeah. So whoever is ready, put some notes in the chat for Michael if there's any specific things you want me to address. Michael will say it. I will take my glasses off so I can't read the writings, but now, you know that I love airbrush. So a part of it is going to be an airbrush application. If you don't have it and if you never use airbrush on yourself, I strongly suggest start practicing. It's a great thing to have. Now, Flawless Bride. Flawless Bride to me is not only flawless makeup application. Let's put it this way. It's an overall experience you give to your clients. Not only, it doesn't matter if they're paying you $1,000 a day or $100. That flawless experience for your clients, it's probably my priority in every makeup application I do. So little things like giving my clients this little guy. It's been very good to me. So it's a sheet mask, but it has a wedding dress on it. And remember, it's all in the details. And I will put in the chat the website. It's a Korean K-beauty website. I have a store next to me, so I usually shop with them. It definitely helps, but again, that bridal dress on the cover, it means the world to them. You know, you have to remember, it's all in the details. Again, eye patches for the bride. I always have a few extra ones if the mother of the bride wants one. I also always have in my kit these sheet masks too. This is actually right after, you know, I'm sorry for my skin, obviously after alcohol or like rehearsal dinner, or in the summer when your bridesmaids or your client is super burn. And again, it's little gadgets. It helps you as well to prep that skin, right? What else? Make sure your Flawless Bride is set for the rest of the day. If I'm not there, I really want to make sure that they are. And sometimes, you know, I do, even when I see my clients all the way past their first dance, I'm like, oh my God, their makeup is still on, which is not a surprise to me, but it always takes me by surprise. So setting skin prep is a huge thing for me because that's what it starts. And even at this age and this stage of my career, you know, I had a client with one actually a few weeks ago that on the trial run, her skin was not a really good condition. She didn't pay attention. I didn't prep her properly because I was not prepared. And sure enough, on the end of the day, she texted me and said, you know, my skin was drier. I'm like, okay, we got it. This is why we do trial run on bridal preview, so we can address those concerns. Now, we're not going to talk about you know, consultation and all that, but again, I will definitely ask my client all different questions, like what is the whole vibe of your wedding? Is it outdoor? Is it indoor? Is it partially outdoor? At what time is the ceremony? If it's in the morning or if it's at night? What is your scheme colors for the whole event? Is it, you know, they usually show me the mood board, and every bride has one. And always ask for inspirational pictures, but also what I start doing, because a lot of my clients are, they seem to be very relaxed about a few things. So I always say edit, I'm like, if you don't have any ideas, I have plenty. So I don't want to put pressure on them that they have to know what they want. I'm a professional. I know just from my consultation, what will be the perfect look for them, you know? So are we ready to some makeup, right?
Yeah.
So let's start. Yeah.
I just want to jump in really quick. I want to emphasize that everything you just said is so important, because the idea of the flawless bride is not simply about creating, as you talked about, a beautiful makeup that has longevity and will last till the end of the night. The idea of the flawless bride is really about the flawless bridal experience, and everything that you just said speaks to that. I'm going to do it as I always do. I'm going to bring it out even farther, but that's not just for a bride. That's for the prom makeup or a quinceañera. It's that person's most special day that they've experienced, and everything that you can do to make it flawless, to make it feel really special. That goes for communicating clearly about your safety protocol and PPE. That goes for making sure that they're seeing things like, look, I'm taking your brushes out. Look, I'm sanitizing my hands. Look, I'm applying a new mask. All these pieces that are not just about how do I look, but how have you made me feel in an age that is about thinking about safety right now, really more, even more so than what your artistry is, because you will hire an artist who might not be the most exceptional artist, but you see them clearly defining through their marketing and their media and their website how they're taking care of their customers. It's that client experience that we're talking about. One of the reasons that Aga and Juan Jose and Aga and Michelle Dupretti and all those folks in Chicago that work so much together, they all know how to create that exceptional experience, that flawless bridal experience. Then on top of it, Ag's going to take you through a beautiful application, which is going to show you how to create a flawless look. They go together. They can't be separated. You have to make sure that they both work simultaneously. Make sense, guys? It's really important. All right, I'm going to hand it back to Aga, and I'm going to mute myself again.
I also want to add, communication in between vendors is crucial. I've done weddings where, you know, I didn't work with one as a hairstylist, or the people, it seemed like everybody was working separate. You have to think of a wedding as a well-oiled machine, and you need to communicate that. We always talk about what's the hair's gonna look like, how is it gonna change later, when is the photographer coming, are they taking pictures with pajamas on, because it's different timing for you when you have to be done with your makeup. Also, I see I need to edit. So I switched to all creams and shaker powders. So like, for example, I still use a powder to set, but I can pour it out, but I don't use any pressed palettes anymore. And again, this is just me working the way I like to work. It's not the best way. I always say every class I teach, this is not the only way or the best way. This is the way I kind of maneuvered through all that and found the best way. And I actually have to say that finally, I think I got into to do it. So let's start our application. And again, skincare prep is something super important to me. A lot of this stuff I already prepared. So I have James's Magic Hands hand sanitizer. It seems like the only one that doesn't destroy my hand. Again, I normally would give my clients a nice face massage with all the skin prep. I try not to touch my clients' faces anymore, pretty much zero touching. So I will, but I still have my two favorite things. So I have my roller and my gua sha. So I started using gua sha actually a lot, because roller will make sure that your products go into the skin really deep and nicely. Like if you use oil, like we're gonna use it right now, or if you use, it's very relaxing for the clients. Gua sha will, sometimes my clients will say, oh my God, my neck, my chin is really fat, you know, those things, or I need to chisel my eyebrows, my cheekbones. So that's exactly what it's gonna do. It's just gonna chisel that part of the face, and they love it. It's, of course, it's very temporarily. So hold on, I dropped something, 1 second. So what I'm gonna use right now, it's Scandinavia post makeup recovery spray. I'm just gonna spray it on my skin. Many times when I do weddings, my clients will come with leftovers of makeup, or they just remove the makeup from the night before. It happens more than once. So I found out that actually Scandinavia post-recovery spray works really good because it will bring the skin back to the natural pH balance, and it just refreshes them, okay? So later on my little eSIM palette, I have one of my eye creams that I can't find right now. I think it's Arcana, actually. So we're just gonna apply a little bit of eye cream. When I work with my clients, I use a brush to apply this. Okay, but again, we're doing self-application. This little Arcana eye cream is, it's very dewy. It gives your skin a little bit of pop. And this is my favorite oil from the B3 Balm is Australia oil. The reason why I love this one for under the makeup is because it's a skin primer. It's a primer for under the makeup already. So, and this is my private one, so I will just put it on my skin. So this is application. And then we're gonna do some rolling, right? Don't forget the neck always. I ask you to wear white so you can have a pretty nice contrast. One thing again, when you do trial run with your client, if it's possible, ask them to wear white. They not always think of stuff like this. So what I would do, I would make a list of questions to ask so you don't forget about it, and ask your clients. We're gonna prep my lip with B3 Balm as well. This is my private, that's when I'm gonna put my fingers in it, right? And always do it right with the skin prep. So by the time we're ready to do the lips, the lip will be really nice and moisturized. As far as moisturizers go, so I have so many different ones. However, because I use a lot of oils and shimmers, I think Twin Medics, my God, where is it? I will show you the bottle. So Twin Medics moisturizer, actually James designed that with Twin Medics together because it's not really greasy. And since I'm putting oil first, it's a really nice balance between two of them. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this all over. I'm trying not to ruin my bangs, so Juan Jose won't yell at me. So the neck, décolleté, if it's possible for your client. And then we're just gonna roll this in, right? Just gonna roll it. I have, thank you, Alice. I love my bangs too. Thanks, Juan. I have all different kinds of rollers. Remember, with the roller, you have to make sure that you don't buy an imposter. It needs to be a real stone because it's cold, no matter how hot it is outside. In Chicago, currently, it's like 97 degrees. And I tell you, I did an engagement session this morning for my client for next year, and they were doing everything outside. And she just texted me and said that the makeup beautifully stayed on. So when you do this with the little roller, make sure you hit the eyes and kind of everything. Especially when you do the oils, you really want to make sure. I'll go over the lips. I also have a lip mask as well. And just so you know, everybody knows Rebels and Outlaws, right? So I have a love spray with me that I have all the time with for my brides. I did not realize that I've been actually working quite a bit in the last few weeks. So I ran out of everything. So it's coming. So I usually spray the love spray. It's your wedding day. It's a special, love is the name. They loving it. Again, it's bullshitting them either, but those little details make your clients come back to you. And I usually have rose quartz, the pink crystal. Again, rose quartz is for love. So all those little details really matter. I see Alice and Roxy putting their stuff on. I love this. Okay, so my client is completely relaxed, and then she says to me, you know, my jawline is really fat, my cheekbones, all this stuff. So I'll take a little gua sha. This one is an amethyst, and I'll just roll it in, just to kind of chisel their face. It really, you know, we're not going to do it for a long time, but I will do it for significant time just to make sure that they feel like, oh my God, it's amazing, it's working, right? How do I clean my rollers? I am cleaning them with Beauty So Clean. It kills 99% of bacteria. I usually just use a roller for all my bride. So just so you know, I don't like reuse it on multiple people. What is that tool called, Aga? It's gua sha. I'll put it in the chat later. The Love Spray by Rebels and not only, yes. It really does help. Look at my cheekbones, right? So we are done with our skin prep. I am a big fan of underpainting, and I do a lot. Also, one more thing, what I'd like to do as a last layer for my client over the moisturizer, it's from Temp 2. It's the anti-aging serum called Core 7. Literally Core 7. So it comes in a bottle as well, but also comes in a pre-made pod. So it has a little bit of sheen, also smells delicious. It has vitamin C and lemon extract. So, and it has this little bit sheen to it. So sometimes I even use it as a highlighter. So I'm just gonna apply it really nicely. So my style of makeup is, I like the skin to glow. I like the skin to show through my makeup, even if my clients will have a full coverage. I like everything to be visible. So if you look at my skin right now, it's nice and glowy. It feels super plump. I did my eye patches earlier today too. So I'm gonna put my palette away. Now we're gonna do some underpainting, and I'm a big fan of multiple layers of everything. That's when you see my clients, even the ones with supernatural makeup, they still have 5 to 7 layers of stuff on. So we're gonna start with Kat Cosmetics cream blushes. I love cream blushes. However, some of them are way too sticky. Some of them are way too sheer. It seems like Kat's been working very well with me for last years. And I love the texture. So this is what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna do a pink one today. So again, I'm scraping it out. I know that you're supposed to use a synthetic brush for creams, but I'm a rebel and I love using all the real hair brushes. So this one is from Rocky Cosette. I have a whole set of, I also use this one from Royal and Lincoln. I think we all got those from Omnia brushes, right? So we're gonna use a lot of them. So I usually make sure that I have more than few brushes like that. And I'm gonna look a little blushy, but we're just gonna apply it right on the cheekbone. I like my blush to be a little bit higher to create that natural lift. Especially when you work with clients who are a little bit older, you need to create that lift. So when they laugh, when they stop laughing, everything is still kind of lift up, right? And pro tip, when I do this to my clients, I try not to show them a mirror because they're freak out. They're like, oh my God, this is a lot of blush. But what's gonna go over? It's gonna go, airbrush is gonna go over. Okay. So any type of names you need, I'll do this later just because I don't remember, pay attention. So second part. So we're gonna I'm sorry, but I really don't. Nina, who assists me a lot, knows that I don't really know the names. Now, what are we gonna do next is I am going to, where is my other airbrush? I'm going to do a little bit of Brilliant Glow. If you know temp 2. So there is two, they're kind of highlighters, they kind of primers. As a primer, I don't like it. You would look like a disco ball if you put it all over your face. But I love it as a primer under the airbrush in a specific places. So it's medium to dark and light to fair to medium. So I'm gonna use the medium one. And they're come with pre-made pods. And it's a very subtle sheen, so it's not really obnoxious and big. So I'm just gonna do it right on my cheekbones, right on the top. Still look very, if you're not using an airbrush, you can definitely put a liquid highlighter right now, right on those places. What else are we gonna do? Now we are going to use Gleam by Melanie Mills. It's, again, it's a lot of layers first, but trust me, it's gonna be really good. So I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit out. This one is Peach Deluxe. What I love about it, you know, you can use it on your body, you can use it on your face, and it's already in a moisturizing base. So this glow will go from underneath, will be very, it will be very subtle, but it will stay there all day. So it will create that flowiness all day long. They're super creamy. Okay, so this one is from, I don't know. This one is from Royal Nichols, and I think you all got them. They're really nice. So again, we're putting it in the same spots, and I'm gonna blend it with the dry part. So you apply with the wet one, and you blend it with the dry one. Just a little bit on the chin, right? Perfect. Okay. So now I prepared my foundation just because I do know. I forgot one more thing. So I do corrections, right? So I love to do corrections with Kat Cream Fix. Again, it's a foundation. If you never work with that, it's a foundation, and you can use it as a foundation or you can use it as a concealer. I love working with creams, like I said, just because it's my favorite medium, actually. This, you can use it under your eyes as a concealer, or you can use it all over the face as well. So I have a very lovely broken capillary right here, right? Can you see it? So I'm gonna show you how amazing this is gonna get covered. There you go, right? I would not touch my client's face like that, but since it's mine, anything you wanna cover, we're gonna go under the eyes as well. You have to understand that not every client is the same, not every bride is the same. If you follow my bridal Instagram, I had a bride last weekend who was almost 70 years old. So you have to pick and choose your formulations for the right skin texture. So my favorite concealers are Kat Cosmetics, but they're a little bit drying. Then I love Veil brighteners that can work as a concealer. Classic Eve Pearl Salmon Concealer. It's a perfect combo of concealer and this moist moisturizer as well. So it's perfect for under the eyes too. So you have to make sure that you're using a right product for right skin tone. So I don't really have any places to cover more, but if I had a client who had a lot of redness, right, I would definitely put some Kat Cosmetics on there because it's a little bit thicker, but with the airbrush on the top, it's gonna be really nice coverage. One of the questions I always ask my brides, especially when I have somebody that I know they're Irish descent or they're super light skinned, I always ask them if they get, after a few cocktails, if they get flushed, if they get red. And then what I do is I put an extra layer of concealer under the foundation. So when they get flushed, they're, you know, they're not like coming out blotchy and red. So that's one of the questions that I ask right away, because people don't think about it. So now I already have my foundation pre-made in here. So my favorite foundation is Perfect Canvas from Temp2. I have used many of them. I've tried pretty much every single formula that's out there. Perfect Canvas, I think I manipulated to the point of I with my eyes closed. It's long lasting, it makes the skin, it's perfect for under layering, and I can give my client a super heavy, I hate the word heavy, full coverage without making them look like they have a ton of makeup on, correct? Can you use an oil when cat to help? I'm just literally looking at some. Can you use an oil with the cat to help with the dryness? Yeah, absolutely. It's mix and match, remember. Okay, so I'm just gonna, this is number 6, I think, because I have a little bit of color. So if you're not using airbrush, this is the time to put foundation on, okay? And if you ever follow me on my Instagram, not right now because the world is closed, so I'm not going anywhere, but I'm a queen of applying it to myself. I'm like, here's me at 3 in the morning, putting my makeup on, hopping on a plane, you know, because I have to go to the makeup show. So, and work at the powder group booth. Yeah. I miss those days a lot. All right, so let's do it. So remember, quick airbrush lesson. 1 pass is like a tinted moisturizer. 2 passes, medium coverage. Over 2 to 3 passes, it's a full coverage. But Perfect Canvas goes so nicely on that even with like 5 passes, it still looks really nice. Now, it's a semi-matte finish, so in the winter, I don't even set my clients with a powder because it's dries in this perfect dewier finish. In the summer right now, obviously you have to set it with the powder, otherwise it's just not going well. So just gonna give myself really nice. I'm going over the blushes, over the highlighter, so everything is gonna shine kind of from underneath. And I don't ever, you know, and this is not makeup one-on-one, so I don't have to tell you this. I don't set anything with powder till literally a last minute, because if I need to go with one more time with a foundation, I still can do that. After I set up everything with the powder, it's kind of numb. I also, you know, you can go with Perfect Canvas on speed number 1. You can definitely go right under the eye. Just if you need a little bit more coverage there. Your nose, make sure you have everything covered. I'm looking at my phone to see if Michael is sending me text messages if I'm breaking up, but so far, so good.
I'm being really nice.
Okay.
No, you're breaking up a tiny bit, but you come right back every time.
Okay, good. So Cat Cosmetics, I have the Vuzette containers. So because, you know, you can pop them back in a...
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but I've ignored the air question a couple of times. I want to ask it. It's not related to bridal, but it is regarding the air. So what about clogging in that, or if there's any kind of problem with that? It's not the same as a regular airbrush gun, right? So you can't kind of go in the same way you'd clear one. And for those of you who don't airbrush already, again, really important, but Temp2 as one of our sponsors, but the reason they're one of our sponsors is because we all work with them and we love them and then we love the product. So this is, the air pod is a little bit different. So I don't want to lessen on the air, but can you just tell them if it clogs, what's a trick to unclog it?
So here's the thing with the pod, you obviously you can't take the needle out because it's already in there, right? So you have to clean it right after you put foundation on with a special clean and removal brush. You get about 40 to 50 uses out of the pod, and then you have to get a new one. I have to tell you, I've been working with Air Pro. I have every single temp 2 gun and compressor, and I've been working with Air Pro for the last 3 to 4 years, I think, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. So I do foundations, I mix them in a pot. However, blushes and highlighters, they're all I have in pre-made pots, so I don't have to switch them in between clients and clean them. I hope I answer your questions. I just, I do have a gun for when I do body painting or like Halloween stuff to cover bigger parts of the body. But I think that Air Pro is perfect if you want to do beauty makeup and cover décolleté or your shoulders, or even I covered full back acne with it. And it's fast too. So, okay. So I'm happy with my foundation, right? We're gonna do eyebrows first. So I love my little Senna pencils. I don't have a lot of eyebrow, right? So we have to fill them in. The reason, this is what I'm doing on myself. This is exactly the order that I'm working on my brides. Again, not the perfect one, not the only one. This is the way I like to work. And it's been, the eyebrows, just because they're framing the eyes. What I also tell my clients right away is that I don't, it's a work in progress. I always go back to, this is not done. This is kind of like a skeleton of the makeup first, and then I always go back and tweak it. So even after, literally my client is in her wedding dress, I will go jump in and put a little bit more blush or a little bit more highlighter, just to make sure that everything is in the right place. I don't know why I don't have an eyebrow. Boy, sorry guys. All right, we're gonna use one from the, and this is my private one. This is my pencil from my own makeup stash. Eyebrows are super, super personal, and I always ask my clients, how do they like their eyebrows filled in? And at that point, what I think, if Instagram eyebrows, it really doesn't matter. I will do that Instagram eyebrows. It's all about my client. So a consultation is a key, because I found that my clients will not care about so many things about their eyebrows. They're so focused on it or not. So it really depends on your client, but you need to establish this in your consultation. So this is just a skeleton of my eyebrows. I just looked at myself. I have a mirror right above. So I'm just checking myself here and there. Now, also in the consultation, I kind of forgot to tell you guys, I see my clients 8 months to a year in advance, right? You should definitely ask them not just what they like as far as makeup, but ask them about if they have their esthetician, what do they use as their skincare products. Give them that structure, give them their AM and PM routine, suggest your favorite hairstylist, colorist, ask all these questions that maybe somebody else would not ask. And to be honest, I've heard that, my brides will tell me, nobody ever asked me this. I'm like, again, plus for me, that I ask, that I go beyond just the perfect makeup. So you have to think a little bit broader, especially right now, offer them bridal shower makeup on a discounted price, rehearsal dinner makeup, engagement session photos, all that stuff that people don't really think about, especially if they're getting married for the first time. This is your ticket price. And again, because you care about the client. And do you know how many times my client said, oh my God, I wish you would did my makeup for my engagement photo shoot or my rehearsal dinner. So this is, again, we have to be creative, and this goes in the whole package of that flawless bride and flawless experience. So we are going to the eyes, right? I'm not lurking above my screen to see everything. Like I said, I switch. If you took a class with me, I love creams. I use creams a lot. So I kind of tweaked everything before for it. So I love Stilazzi pots. They are eyeliners, but you can also use them as eyeshadow base. I also love my Stila, as everybody knows, right? Great alternative to Stila is Crown. It's all cream. What I love about it, and I also love my Makeup Forever pots that are drying out right now. And yes, so the reason why I love about it, and I don't use the eye base because they're waterproof already. Once it's set on the eye, it's a perfect colored base for what you're gonna do next. So in my application today, I'm gonna use Tiger Eye, I think, right? Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna scoop a little bit out on the palette. Before I would use my finger on my clients, clean finger, because I love how the creams are getting spread out on the eyeball, and I actually feel it, how much I have on. Remember, when you work with creams, little goes a long way. So teeny ones. Right now, everything is in brushes, and it's okay. We're just gonna get adapted. And this is actually a pretty bronzy tone, if you can see it. And I'm covering the whole eyelid with it. I always ask my brand not to try treatment less than 6 months. Yeah, that's 2. Okay. So what I love about these guys are they're super buildable. So if you want just a nice little base, go very little on it. But if you want to have a little bit more of a punch, definitely you can go a little bit heavier on it. But remember, a little goes a long way. So I rather work in little layers than put way too much as a first time. So I really encourage you guys. Makeup show is coming. And like Michael said, it's a virtual makeup show. So you have to take your mind off that you're not going to go physically to the booth, but you're going to go virtually to everything with amazing discounts. I really strongly encourage you to try different things, especially creams, and start playing with it, because I feel it's like the safest way right now to actually go back to work. All right. So I have pretty nice sets. So I usually do a few layers of them. And I use, again, it's a Royal Lingon, and it's kind of a, I feel like an influencer. Look at this. It's a smaller brush, but it's a little dense. And it's natural hair, but who cares, right? Perfect. All right. Now I am going to use one of my favorite Stila ones too. Again, remember, I work with a lot of layers. So Stila brushes, eyeshadows, they have the little puff thingy. So I'll take a work with my clients and just swipe them once and 2, and then I'll sanitize them with, before putting it back in the tube, I'll sanitize them with Beauty So Clean. So I'm just gonna give myself a little bit of sheen. How beautiful that is, right? I love textures. I love working with textures. That's why I love cream shadows, because it's not really flat. And this is a very small brush from Smith Cosmetics. I kind of like it. It's pointy too. Covering the whole eyeball. Next thing, what we're gonna do is I am going to use, so I do use few liners. I like the ones from Isum, the dual ones, but I also use a Jet from Stilazzi. There's a lot of cream ones right now. But again, everything is for me. as when I'm doing my makeup for my brides or for people who are going out, we're not right now, longevity is the key. I do not ever want to get a phone call from my client to that her makeup didn't last and she had to reapply something besides her lipstick. That will be terrifying to me. Are you using mainly natural color stories on our brides, or is it due to COVID to have more size reduced kit? Yes, I do have a reduced kit. Neutral stories. I do. My kit is super reduced right now, by the way. And it's okay. It's probably better on my back too. So I'm just gonna do a few liners. Remember, I like layering too. So one of my favorite liners from Isum is the aubergine one. This is my private one. So normally I would clean them with Beauty So Clean little pockets, right? Do we see them? So there is a ton of like alcohol wipes, and I've never waited so much for a shipment of like, I don't care about makeup. I don't need more makeup. I need more alcohol wipes. And I was waiting for, and I'm waiting for my UPS guy, like a crazy person. So Isum pencils, if you never try them, they are super waxy, super jelly, so you can blend them. We're just gonna go, and this color is beautiful for any type of green eyes, blue eyes. It really brings them up. And they have a highlighter on the other end that I use. So when I work with my clients, I really don't, I hate to say it that I don't overthink it. Like, I don't use 15 eyeshadows. I keep it pretty simple. This is the style of my makeup. I'll emphasize on the lash and the complexion, but there is not a big production with eyeshadows and, you know, doing all that. So, but again, I like to emphasize that this is my way, and this is why we have these classes, to see everybody else's technique and things that you can add. You know, I love taking classes, even if I pick up one pencil that I want to add to my makeup kit. I'm golden. This is one thing that I actually learn, you know. So, and I have green eyes, so that aubergine color looks absolutely stunning. I always go very light layer first and then keep adding. One of my best things to say to my clients is, it's easier add to subtract. So even if they tell me that they want a full-on smoky eye, my smoky eye is completely different than that, you know, my client's smoky eyes, who saw something on TV and thinks that this is a light makeup. So I always take them step by step and let them know that it's so much easier for me to add something than subtract, because even though this doesn't look like a lot of makeup, you know, we have like 5 layers on already, right? So start taking it down and blending. It's almost close to impossible. Also, what I like to add, you know, if you know me personally, I am a big on nutrition. You also can ask your clients if they have problems with their skin. Suggest 2-3 weeks before their wedding a little bit cleaner diet. Incorporate some green juice. Michael will like alive, but I'm like, eat your colors, you know, and most of it is green. It's detoxifying. That will also lead to their skin on the day of. Obviously, everything very diplomatic, only if they ask you. Do not offer unsolicited advices, especially when it comes to stuff like that. So, but if they ask you, absolutely, you know, and you have to be authentic in everything, what do you say or do to them. And if your social media proves that, they will follow you forever, you know. So I love to go a little bit inside of the waterline with the liner. I tilt the pencil so it goes inside, a little bit goes on the outside, and a little bit goes on the inside. And even though, believe it or not, even though it's an aubergine, that pencil inside of the actually not really sharp, because some pencils, you know, like when you use an eggplant or something like that, when you put it under your eye, you might get, I call it the rabbit eye effect, that your eyes look really red and crazy. And I'm not talking about convention. I had to say it. I'm sorry, Michael. You should just mute me now. So this is, again, it's a skeleton of the eye. We're not done yet. And now I'm just gonna, do you think it's safe to keep using two liners if they clean them, clear them with disinfectant wise, or Beauty So Clean? Well, Beauty So Clean kills 99% nine bacteria. So what I also do, I break the tip and I sharpen them between every client. I don't use eyeliners on all of them, but I've done a lot of research about it. So again, everything gets sharpened between the clients and breaking the tip and cleaning them.
I just want to jump in just because it is the powder group program, and I want to make sure I not discredit, that was not the right terminology. I want to disclaim, and I want to put a little waiver there, and I want to say that is what Aga's plan is right now. As we know, this is all a moving target. When we did our Getting Back to Work Safely session, and from the standpoint of a lot of the large organizations, 706, 798, OSHA, using any kind of a thing where you're not, if you have to clean the sharpener, you've got to clean the pencil, you've got to clean it. There's a lot of pieces to it. It's not as easy, and not being disrespectful. Because this is a TPG program, I'm going to clarify. This is Aga's perspective and opinion. You have to do your research, and you have to make sure that you are using the absolute most safe ways of doing business. My personal recommendation is if there is a pencil you absolutely must have for that bride, and you must use that black pencil, and it's that amazing Makeup Forever aqua liner, and you need it, build it into the price, give it to the client, use a brand new item. If you are providing flawless bridal services and creating flawless looks, and you are providing an exceptional luxury experience, that extra $10, $12 that you have to invest in your own money, where you give them something else to take away, protects you from a safety standpoint, and it makes sure that you really do come across as someone who's doing the absolute best for your clients. Same thing with mascaras. If you want to use a great mascara that is a lovely mascara, use it, but provide it for them, use it new on every expensive client, every bride. And if you choose to give it to them, great. If not, maybe make it part of your own kit. But it's really important that we take it really, really seriously. And so I just wanted to jump in there, because using pencils in any capacity, especially on the rim line, is not necessarily something that is seen as a 100% a safety protocol right now. That said, you can also, which is something from a different session I did, take that pencil, make it a little warmer, put that wax onto a palette, and then use a brush to apply it. So you get the color and the texture without the application. Lots of ways we're going to have to start to learn to get around things, but this is something that we have to take very seriously. So back to you, Aga. Sorry.
Absolutely. That's what Michael said. I'm like 100% behind that. I just like he said, if it's necessary, but I love to use my jet liner from Stilazzi. It's a cream liner with a little, this brush is like absolutely amazing. It's a band brush from Royal Nickel, and it's a very tight tip. I know we always love to use our Stila micro tip liners. We're not gonna do that anymore. This is perfect to use it too. So if you, like Michael said, so if you look at me applying this eyeliner on, they're super creamy and smooth, and this brush is perfectly bent. Do you see it? So it's really easy to go inside of, right inside inner eye corner and create that beautiful flawless line. You can do this also on the bottom. Very little. Instead of using a liner, you can do this with very, very soft touches, so it's not really sharp, right? So we're done with this.
Sorry, not to interrupt again, I meant to give you a time check when I was just chatting. So we're just at about a little over an hour now, so just so you have a time check.
Okay. So let me put a lash on. Lashes, we can have probably another session for lashes just by itself. I use all kinds of shape and sizes. Don't ask me what's my favorite because there is so many of them. But right now I'm just gonna use a Ardell wispies because they fit my eye perfectly. And we're just gonna apply them right away. And then the lip, you know, the lip is, after I do the lip, I will definitely put a little bit more blush on with my favorite mulberry color from Temp 2. So I'm just gonna pop this in really fast. It's really hard to do lashes, but I'll do my best. So bear with me, guys. If I look crazy, it's probably, there you go, kind of. But we are all, while the lashes are drying, I'm just gonna do one eye. When the lashes are drying, I am going to finish, my blush. So again, I have prepared, the blushes are already in pre-made pots. This one is mulberry. This is one of my favorites. And it's a beautiful color. I used it on lighter skin tone, darker skin tone. So I'm gonna show you on my hand. It goes are super dark, okay? So you have to be very careful. But this is the trick I love to do. I just put a little bit on my cheeks and then blend them really fast because all the Temp 2 blushes are blendable. So if we blend them, that just gives you beautiful, a pop of color right when it's supposed to be, right? So we have one eye ready, right? Perfect. Now the lip. So what I've been doing with my clients, I've been giving them a little lip gloss and a lip liner. They are cute little things, and I give them to them in a little bag called something blue, right? I'm just gonna use them, but I also have my favorite Danessa Myricks lip palette. Everything's gonna get scooped up with disposable little ones, and nothing is reusable and everything. So with the lips, here's the thing. With lips, I usually tell my clients that they have to do them themselves. And this one, I will go out of my comfort zone. And again, I'm gonna put like a soft nudie lip, right? So I give my clients an option to do their own lips with a lip liner. And that's what they usually do. So I'm just gonna put on. So now when I have the lip on, and I feel like there's a lot of I have a little bit more shine still on my face. And it's, like I said, it's 97 degrees in Chicago. I'm just gonna do a soft powder. And I just put a little bit of powder on a palette. And I love that, I have a few different ones. I love the Makeup Forever Super Matte one. I love the Nessa Myricks powder because it's blurring. And I'm just gonna use that powder in a direct places when I see a little bit of shine and where my clients might get shiny, right? Above the lip, around the nose, to kind of finish that flawless, bright look. Mulberry is an amazing color, and I have to tell you, I used it on ice as well. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So as a last touches, I have prepared my pink pearl blush, pink pearl highlighter. And I am going to give myself a little bit extra highlight. Just like that. And now one of my favorite tricks is to actually do it right on the eye and a little bit on the brow bone, because it really seals the eyeshadows too. What do you think? Is it nice and glowy, right? I want to one more thing. Don't forget your client's body, okay? So one of my favorite, I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
Wait. Did you just mute to yell at Ron?
I might have.
How dare you?
This is one of my favorite body products for clients. Besides using a brilliant glow, I don't know if you ever remember when Carl Ray was teaching a class and the famous Michelle Obama's photograph from her book with her shoulder, and we call it Poppin's shoulder because it had just right amount of sheen on it. It didn't have a glitter. It was just beautiful sheen. To think of your bride in the aisle and turning herself into the camera, and that sheen just hits the light in the proper places, and that's what it is. So this one is Sunset Glow. It has a little bit of a scent to it too, and it gives you beautiful glowy look too. Okay, what's the product? Okay, this is the product. There you go. There was a few different ones, but this one I feel like it's very bridally as well, and everybody like it. So now we cannot forget about a finishing spray, correct? So when there is super hot days, I will literally do it in between the powders. I will spray it pretty nice. I will spray it on the lips and pretty much everything. It's Scandinavia finishing spray. It really does work amazing. I will also spray it on their body just to make sure that everything is set, okay? What happened, Michael?
There was a fly. But while I've got you, what was the body product again? Can you say that again?
So the body product, it calls Sunset Glow Oil, and it's Ipanema. It's this Brazilian line. It's amazing.
Cool. We'll have Aga post that to the group. As Aga's starting to wrap up her look, I just want to say I've been scrolling around watching you guys do your makeup and pinning. Oh, yeah. And pinning each of you while you're working to my thing. Very nice work. Really. Yeah, it's really, you guys are doing a great job. It's really.
Can I ask you guys, when you take selfies and post them on Instagram and tag Powder Group, and please tag me because I would love to see it. I'm really excited, because I can't see you because I see Roxy putting her makeup on. But I can't see
Aga, do you mind if they DM you their pictures?
No, absolutely not.
So yeah. If you're not following Makeup Aga, make sure you do, and then you can follow her, and then just tag that or post them in the Powder Group CPG Pro Facebook group, and she can check it out there. But make sure you tag her on them so that way she notices them. She's got lots of things in her social media, so you have to kind of grab her attention with a tag.
I really would love to see you guys. And also, if you have any questions, please DM me. I answer all of them. It might take a moment, but I do answer all the questions. So I think we are wrapping up with this. So your flawless bride, you know, um, again, when my client will put her dress on, I'll go back and maybe add a little bit more blush if she likes blush. It's all about her. It's not about what you like. It's not about the glamorous makeup you like and you're gonna look, you would like to put on yourself. It's all about your client and her comfort zone. Also, your job as a professional is to push her a little bit out of that comfort zone. Tell her that you work on photo shoots. You know how the makeup reads. The reason why I use the makeup I use, it's because so much of it is made by working, living, breathing makeup artists who are photographing their work. So I know it's going to look fantastic on photography. And right now, when you do makeup on anybody, let's face it, it's a makeup for photography. They will take those endless selfies in bathrooms and everywhere else. So using the correct products that are photographing beautifully, it's really crucial. Like I know how Temp 2 photographs. I know how Cat photographs. I know how Danessa's powder is blurring. It's going to make me 10 years look younger, right? So all those little things are really important in your flawless bride look. Because she will be photographed and she will photograph herself and it will make her feel confident and powerful. Not everybody loves to take pictures. You have to remember that. And that's one of the things I also ask my brides, like, do you like being in front of people? Do you like taking pictures? And then we go from that too. So you are many things that just a makeup artist. You are that person that will give her that confidence and empower her to and say I do and take millions. So I feel like it's a full package.
Absolutely. Well, I just want to say how, first off, you're always gorgeous, but this is especially gorgeous. You look fabulous. One of the things I didn't want to interrupt you when you were starting off, but I think you said something about, I don't go crazy with 100 eye products. And I think that sometimes people feel like if they're charging $1,000 for a service or $500 for a service, that they've got to pull out everything they own and put everything on. And that if the client doesn't feel like you're using enough product, then they're going to wonder, why did I pay so much money? It's not that. It's creating a flawless end result. And when you're creating a flawless look and this flawless bride, it really is about the simplicity of it. It is about the fact that this bride or a woman going to a big event, because it's all the same thing, right? In a lot of ways, that it really does make a difference. The less product you can use to create that incredible look, the better. The other thing is, with the exception of the pencil sharpening, which we can discover that we can give that pencil away now, everything you've done was beyond what a potential bridal client would expect from a safety protocol standpoint. You're using airbrush, which just automatically feels safer because you're not putting a brush on her. You're using palettes, you're using these tools. That experience that they're getting is so important. I also love that, and we don't ask our artists in summer school to use any products that of our sponsors, because they have them and they can use them if they want. But I love that you use Temp 2 so much. You use Scandinavia, you use Royal Lanical, you use Senna, Cinema Secrets, the Makeup Light. These are our sponsors for summer school. It's the reason that we're here as a community getting this for free. And I'm so sad that we're wrapping up, but we've had so many amazing education this summer. And Aga, as the last artistry session of our program, I can't thank you enough. You look fabulous. The program is amazing. I've gotten texts and lots of little private messages while you've been going saying, Aga's amazing, Aga's fabulous. I'm like, I won't tell her. She gets a little, little.
And
Great.
also, just so you know, if like I have a beautiful light here, but if it was darker, I would use my makeup light, which I carry with me all the time. That's another question I ask my clients: how is their light, in their home or whatever.
Yeah, and making sure, and again, because you're not going to create that flawless bridal look without actually great lighting. Again, I want to thank you, Aga, for being a part of this. I want to thank Juan Jose, who's with us. Juan Jose is with us. He was last week on our other program. We have Despina and Joanne both with us, who are going to be part of our industry intensive on September 20th and 21st. So thank you guys. So the three of them, we're missing Tammy Bernard for our bridal session. She's not with us today, but that's going to be amazing. Again, thank you Scandinavia, The Makeup Lights, Cinema Secrets, Temp2, Senna, and Royal and Landnickel. Our six sponsors that made TPG Summer School free for TPG Pro members this year.